Ho, ho, ho! Merry Rigmas! Welcome back to day 3 of Merry Rigmas. Today I'm going to show you how to do a very simple flowing trace with a difference. This flowing trace gets you more scent in the water, should catch you more fish, and you can tie up 100 in about an hour. Let's go to the rig room and show you what it's all about. Right, so the components you're going to need for this flowing trace rig, unfortunately you've got the dogs in the background today, is you don't have to use this, but again it's just little variations I've used. So what you're going to do, you want a little method feeder with a very small weight. You're going to need a clip, 2 little crimps, a swivel, a sliding zipper, a bead, your crimping tool, and a hook. Oh, the most important part, some line. Oi! I'm trying to make a video. Come on, behave. So I'm going to give you an overview here of the sort of components, and they're all set out correctly here. So we're going to have our main line flowing down here. Thread that onto your main line. Thread your bead onto your main line. And then tie a link clip onto your main line, and obviously put your weight onto that zipper. So that's to set up your weighted setup, and that's going to go on your rod. So slide that onto your main line, attach your weight, put the bead on, and then link clip. Right, so for the trace end, the business end, you're going to want a strong swivel, a crimp, your method feeder, your crimp, and a hook. And obviously your line is going to run through all these components. So I'm going to show you how to tie it exactly in a moment. This is optional. You could take out the 2 crimps and you could take out the method feeder. But if you're fishing for rays, dogfish, conger eels, that sort of thing, even smooth hounds, a bit of scent in the water will not go amiss. So I like to use a little thing like that, just to add a little bit of extra scent. Right, so obviously I'll explain what you need to do at the rod end. Obviously, slide that on, your bead goes on, and then tie your link clip on. Now I'm going to show you how to tie up the rig itself. Grab your chosen mono. I use £100, you can use absolutely anything here. Grab around about 3 foot, give or take. It's all give or take here. It's nothing complicated. I'm a simple man. Right, grab one end, tie your hook on. So point is facing that way, your line goes through, point in the hook, point in the point. Again, I'm going to use a grinner. It's the most simple knot, and it's so strong. I'm going to go through 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull up before you moisten before you tighten. Tighten a bit more. Slide it down to where the hook is. And I'm going to pull on that because otherwise it's not going to sit nicely. Pull on that again. And then, like so, I'm going to grab the end of my scissors, as I said in the previous video. And I'm just going to tighten it up like so. There we go. Pull on the end. Woo! Done. Right, cut off the tag end. Again, leaving about 2 centimetres. What that ensures is if it slips, it's got a little bit of give. So all we've got at the moment is a hook with absolutely nothing on it. Now, if you weren't going to be using this method feeding extra, all you would do is you would tie a swivel onto the end. That would clip onto your link clip on the end of your main line, clip it on, put a bait on, off you go. Really simple. This is also very simple, it's just a little added extra I like to give. So, crimp goes on, 1 crimp, slide on your feeder, another crimp goes on. It can be a bit tricky to get crimps on if they're not very big. So, and you want to crimp that around about 6 centimetres from the top. Well, 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches from the top. So before you crimp it all up, tighten your swivel. So I'm going to do that now. The battery's running out on the camera because I've been doing lots of these Merry Rigmas. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're learning from them. I'm not saying they're the best rigs, I'm not saying it's the best for the job, I'm just telling you what I use. Tighten it. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. That's come together beautifully. Snap it off, leaving a couple of centimetres. Woo! We're in a rush now. And I'm going to position it about 6 to 8 inches from the tops, just so it doesn't tangle. We don't want it tangling around the bait or being too near the bait because it might spook off the fish. When you're crimping, don't go mad. You're not crimping to hold the fish, any fish in place. You're just crimping enough to stop that from moving up and down. You might have to add the beads here if the crimps aren't big enough. So what I would do actually is add 2 beads in between the crimps to stop the method feeder from sliding down. But on this occasion I've got big enough crimps. So we're going to crimp them up, like so. Now we have it. One hook, one little added attraction feeder. So add 2 beads in between there because that will help keep it on. Mine will actually stop, but it is better to add beads in between just to stop it from sliding all the way down. And then that just goes on to your rod. Happy days. Hope you've enjoyed day 3 of Merry Rigmas, and I hope this works out for you. Give it a go and let me know what you catch. Cheers.